Hello and welcome to the Grow Landscapers 10-minute business tip series, a show that gives you bite-sized nuggets of wisdom in just 10 minutes. I'm Nick Ruddle and joining me today is the award-winning garden designer, RHS judge, BBC TV presenter and superstar, the author of The Outdoor Room, How to Design Your Garden, a Garden You Can Live In. It's the one and only Manoj Malde. Let's dive in. Welcome. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank God the sun's shining. It's about time, isn't it?
Spring is springing, so that's always nice. People are
Absolutely.
smiling, the birds are singing, the dogs are loving it. What
Exactly.
more can we want in life? So look, thank you so much for agreeing to come on. I know I've been a pest. I've been getting in pest territory with you, but look, I think, sometimes those the best things come to those who wait, and I'm sure you're not going to disappoint our wonderful listeners. So without further ado, we've got 10 minutes. If
Yes.
people to 10 minutes, I think that if you're anything like me, which you are, you like a chat, we'll see how we go. So don't feel pressured. Just feel free to give lots of wisdom, and the more the merrier, I say. So let's get in. I will click on the old timer there. So Manoj, what is the first of your three tips?
Okay, one of the first and topmost tips is get yourself a brilliant accountant.
Mm,
Um, I remember when I first started my practice, and I used to try and do everything myself, including the accounts, the VAT returns, keeping all the receipts. It was madness, and actually, I'm glad I did it because it kind of trained me to have more of a business mind. Because I find that with designers they're very creative, but when it comes to running a business or figures, it's not always the case. And I'm glad I did it, but I remember when I was at university and one of our lecturers gave us some really good advice. And she said to us, spend your time doing what you're good at.
mm,
Don't spend time cleaning your house and doing the ironing. Get yourself a cleaner.
mm,
Pay them to do that and spend your time doing what you're good at. And it came to a point where I was actually doing my VAT returns one day and I thought, I really can't do this anymore. I absolutely hate it. It's an absolute ball ache.
mm,
And actually, what am I doing? I'm better at designing, better at doing creative things rather than being creative with figures. So I actually got an accountant
mm,
and it was the best thing ever. They will save you so much time, but also lots of money as well. I
mm,
remember I was invited to go and do a talk to a gardening organization in Crete. And I just happened to mention to my accountant that I'm going to Crete, and I'm going to be doing this talk to the Mediterranean Garden Society. And she said, hang on a minute, you're going to Crete to do a talk.
mm,
That's work, right? So she said, keep all of your receipts. Make sure the organization sends you a letter of invitation. Give that to me. Keep all of your receipts, your flights, your meals, your car hire, everything.
mm,
You send that to me, and that becomes a business trip.
mm. Genuine.
Now, I I wouldn't have known that.
No.
I would have enjoyed the trip, done the talk, etc., etc., and that would have all come out of my personal money.
Yeah.
But she said, no, that is a business trip. And therefore, that goes through your business accounts. And so it's just things like that. They do save you so much time and money. It really is worth having a brilliant accountant. So definitely, definitely don't waste time doing your accounts. Get an accountant. Uh,
100%. So Manoj, on that point there, I think. Look, being a great designer is one thing, and that's what you should be doing, obviously, with your time and money. But if you don't understand the financial aspect of your business, you might not be a designer much longer because your business will go bust. So,
Exactly.
so you've got to understand
Exactly
that.
that.
You're not just a designer, you're a business person, you're a salesperson, you're
Exactly.
everything. And I think that's a really, really good one. That's caught me by surprise, and I'm really pleased you said that one, because most people in the landscape industry, they're doing landscaping because they love what they do.
Yes.
They shy away from the numbers because they don't understand it, but it's the most important thing that you need to master, at least have a really good understanding about in your business.
Yeah.
Otherwise you may
And
not have a.
then I think the thing is with accountants, they will save you. You could be paying the tax man loads of money, which you might not need to,
Yeah.
right? So they will help you
Mm,
save that money. And that's why I always say to people, use an accountant to help you with your business. It's so important. And also, I mean, like with somebody like me, who I don't just design, I do TV work, I've written a book, I do public speaking, I do radio. And so there are all of these different categories, and they all have maybe some different policies to do with tax and all of that.
mm,
So and I don't know those policies, what the rules and regulations
yeah.
are,
Yeah.
because I'm not reading tax journals every day. Far from, and I wouldn't even want to. Um, but the accountants are, that is their job.
Mm,
So why not use it'd be like me trying to construct a garden, right? Now, I'm doing a show garden at Chelsea this year, but I'm not a contractor.
mm,
So therefore, my team has to include fabulous contractors, fabulous nurseries, fabulous plant men and women, and fabulous soft landscapers.
yeah.
And of course, all of the other suppliers that become part of my team to create a show garden.
Yeah.
Now, if I went out there and I tried to build a garden, yes, I might be able to build a garden, but it certainly wouldn't be the quality that a fantastic contractor could build it at.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't I use an amazing contractor to
Mm,
build a garden? I've had clients who said to me, "Oh, could you find me somebody to do my drive?" And I've said, "Yeah, absolutely. Send them a contractor." And they come back to me and say, "Oh, your contractor's far too expensive. I found somebody who can do it less than half the price."
so, yeah. Cheap can
And
be
I've said to them, that is impossible because if they are doing it for less than half, that means that they're skimping on all the foundations.
mm,
Kid you not, Nick, within a year, they came back to me and said, our drive has dipped. Can you get your contractor to come and sort it out? And I've just gone, no,
no. Didn't,
because
mm, it's not fair.
when I sent you a contractor, you found them too expensive. And I said to you, that's what would happen.
Pay double,
So,
pay double in the end, don't you? It's the
yeah,
false economy. It really is. It's a common thing. Every day I hear it. Every day, our
exactly.
clients are getting those kind of conversations and pushback, and every time, it always comes back. Always comes.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Very, very important. So, in the interest of time, we might need to move on. Number two of your tips, Manoj.
relationships are so important. And when I talk about relationships, I'm talking about designer to contractor, contractor to designer, but also designer and contractor with suppliers, because that is where I think, you need, for a designer, you need your contractors to support you. Likewise, I think contractors need designers to support them. And when I say that, I genuinely mean that as a contractor, and I'm not saying that all contractors are like this, but when contractors try and design gardens, and I've seen
Mm,
gardens that have been designed by contractors, they are so top heavy on hard landscaping
mm,
that they actually end up looking really quite sterile.
yeah.
Um, and I would say, work in collaboration. Collaboration is the best thing. Contractors collaborate with designers, designers collaborate with contractors to produce the best and the most beautiful gardens for your clients and have great relationships with your suppliers because, again, they are there to support you. Um, and if you have that support, then actually, again, you will then end up getting a great reputation. And that actually takes me on to my third point, reputation.
Mm.
Reputation is so important because actually, if you do a great job for your client, they become your marketing tool
100%.
without you having to pay
Yeah.
any, right? So your clients are your biggest marketing tool. And again, it's about doing a really good job. I see gardens on social media platforms that are being built. And you see some of the poor quality, and you kind of think, why? Why are you doing that? Because actually you're actually creating more damage than good. Um,
Mm.
do a great quality job, do it to the British standards that are set, and you will start acquiring yourself a really fantastic reputation, which will carry you forward
Mm.
for more jobs, more recommendations. And I think reputation is something that is really, really important.
Mm.
Um, and I do believe that I guess it's with any business, you know, you can't do everything by yourself. Use the right people to collaborate with to create the best beautiful product.
Mm. Absolutely. I think it's more important now than ever, I think, reputation because of social media and how easily that reputation can be damaged. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and people are, the old keyboard warriors will come out and it takes a long time to build, but a second to destroy.
Totally,
Yeah.
totally. And Gareth Wilson, who is a very good friend of mine and is an expert witness, and I'm sure you've seen his social media posts where he goes in as an expert witness and what he finds, and you kind of
Criminal,
just think,
criminal.
what?
Yeah. They ripped off
Why?
people, just cutting
Yeah.
shoddy, terrible, terrible, cheap. It's the ones that go cheap.
Exactly, exactly. And one could say that actually, why has the client gone for the cheapest quote? And yes, I agree. I would always say to clients, don't ever go for the cheapest quote. Um, and actually, if a quote comes in that cheap, wouldn't you question it? Why is it that
Alarm
cheap?
bell straight away. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like with gardeners as well. My husband has a garden maintenance company,
Mm.
and he often gets people saying to me, "Oh, but my last gardener only charged me £10 an hour." And you kind of think, okay, so think of it. £10 an hour. He has to run a vehicle, he has machinery that he has to maintain, he needs business insurance. How can he achieve all of that within £10 an hour? And
No.
he has to feed his family as well.
Yeah, I had exactly the same kind of thing with a client this week, actually. He said that they wouldn't go with the rate for the maintenance, but they moaning at the price that he put forward. He said, "Yeah, but didn't you just tell me that they chopped down all this? They hacked down the wisteria, ruined that, but they were cheap. Oh, right, but they've wrecked your garden, and now you're
Yeah.
coming to me.
Yeah.
So
And
dangerous."
when a client gets a garden done, constructed, designed, I always say to my clients, you're not just getting a garden design and built. You're investing a lot of money. And it's the same thing. I compare it to having a kitchen put in or a bathroom put in. This is your home. You're investing in your home.
Yeah.
And therefore, don't look at it in terms of, okay, well, we'll go the cheaper route. Because actually, if you go the cheaper route, that's when long term,
Mm.
there's going to be failures.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important for everyone to consider. I think it's so important that actually, there's a saying, isn't there, that is it something like pay peanuts and you hire monkeys?
100%. Yeah.
And
Nothing.
to me, that's kind of what it is, you
Yeah.
know.
But look, I always make sure that we really sort of hammer home the point with our clients that to their prospects that are umming and ahhing, it's an investment into your
Yeah,
property because an investment by definition is that by investing this you get more back. So you're not losing that money. That money is gonna grow in the same ratio as the value of your property over time. So,
absolutely.
and you're going in the meantime you're going to get the use of it. So,
And I
but the
think,
shoddy ones, it is a cost because you end up
yeah,
having to fix it.
exactly. And I think that's something that designers and contractors should always bring into the conversation. You use the right wording when
Educate.
you're talking to your clients.
Mm.
Use that wording of you're investing
It's not a
in
cost.
your outdoor space.
Mm.
You're not just having a garden built, you're actually making an investment. And it's strange because I remember when I sold my last property, and the minute I put it on the market, within 2 weeks, my house was sold.
Mm.
Now, I went back to the real estate agent and I said, well, what? Because he said to me, look, there's another house up the road, same as yours, same bedroom, same bathrooms. Um, they have had it on the market for ages. They've had to drop the price.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, so if that property is up the road, why has mine sold within 2 weeks? And he said to me that it's because of your outdoor space.
Mm. Yeah.
Your interiors are beautiful, their interiors are beautiful. You look at the garden and you look at their garden,
Mm.
two different things.
No comparison. Yeah, it's a massive space that you needs to be used and enjoyed. But
Yeah.
for many, it's not. Brilliant. Excellent. Okay, right. So we have accountants, and the importance of that. We have relationships and collaboration, and also reputation. So they're your three top tips. So thank you so much for those. They're very good. Sure people will take heed. So I've got another couple of little questions for you, which I think you're aware of. One of them is because look, we all know that the industry is struggling to get people to come into the industry. What do you think needs to be done to attract more of the right kind of people to the industry?
I think it actually starts from schools.
Yeah.
I think I remember when I was at school and my careers officer knew Jack about the creative arts. They're great at advising on how to become an accountant, a doctor, somebody who works in IT, all of those things. But when it comes to the creative industries and the creative careers,
Mm.
they really don't know much. And I
Benefit.
think
Mm.
we need to hammer home to the government how important it is that actually the connection between humans and horticulture, nature, starts in schools.
Mm.
It's really, really important. And I think that's what we need to have. We need to teach children where their food comes from.
Mm.
You ask a child these days, where does your food come from? And they'll say it's a supermarket. You Now that's appalling, and they really should know
Yeah.
how their food grows.
Yeah.
So I think there really needs to be that connection. And also, as I say, teachers and careers officers need to know more about the horticultural industry, and maybe that's up to us, maybe that's up to the industry to go into schools, talk to teachers and say, look, we will come in when you have your careers day to be able to speak to the students. And because let's face it, horticulture is not just design and building gardens, there's also the science as well.
Mm.
Surveying gardens, we use surveyors
Yeah.
so people can go. I remember when I was asked by the RHS if I would do some mentoring in a school, and when the students had to go out and measure the space that they were going to design into, um, they were really bored, because it was all tape measures and all of that. And then I turned around to them and I said, do you know that people do this as a career? And they were like, really? God, that's so boring. And
Mm.
I said, yeah, but they do it with drones. And the minute I
Mm.
said the word drones, they were so excited. And it was like, yeah, I'd like to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, technology. Mm.
It's technology, and it's about how you connect the industry in a way that that younger generation will understand.
Yeah,
Because kids love science and technology.
yeah,
So how do you make that connection
yeah.
between horticulture and how the younger generation think?
Yeah, we need educating. All the schools or the curriculum. Those are the people that need educating in
Yeah,
how to educate. But it's funny. Claire Belderbos in her episode said a really good, brilliant, simple but fiendishly clever suggestion. She said if every single landscape company in the UK went to their local school and
yeah,
said, "Can I do a talk, a practical talk on how to do this, how to do that?"
exactly.
How many schools would you cover? The whole country.
Yeah,
Simple.
exactly.
There you go. If every single landscape contractor says, right, my local school, I'm going to approach them and say, "Can I do a talk to your students, to
Yeah,
your primary kids, or whatever?" And that's it, isn't it? You got the whole country covered.
that's it.
Genius,
Exactly.
genius.
Yeah.
So we'll plug shout out to Claire for that one. Um, Final question. You're obviously a very successful man, successful business. You've obviously learned a lot in those years. What do you do personally still, Manoj, to sort of keep your skills up to speed on the business side of things?
I'd say that it's all about talking to people and seeing what they do in their businesses, which I might not be doing in mine.
Yeah.
And I think again, it comes down to having those relationships with people. I'm very lucky that, I've got people like Gareth and Justin and Els and Lucy. Um, and I talk to these people and see what they're doing. As I say, which I may not be doing. And also talk to people outside the industry who are in another industry but run businesses,
Yeah.
because they might be doing something in their industry, their business, that again we may never have considered.
Yeah.
And join some network groups and things like that as well, because I think by having that sort of network communication, again, that can be really, really helpful.
Yeah.
So I think it's all down to communication with other people.
Yeah, business is a contact sport, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Generalized principles the same in all industries, just applied slightly differently. And someone
Yes.
somewhere has done what you're trying to achieve. So just ask people, relationships, isn't it? Collaboration again, helping each
Absolutely.
other out. Anyway, right. So Manoj, I think that is officially the longest 10-minute podcast we've had. So congratulations. I'm not surprised. I knew it'd be a long one. That's why I haven't tried to speed you up. But look, it's been wonderful, and finally, we got to do this. I'm really pleased for other people who are going to be able to listen to you speak about the business side of things. They're probably used to you speaking about, the creative stuff and the TV stuff, but to hear your side of your business, I think is really interesting, and will go a long way for a lot of people. So once again, thank you very much. I will let you go. I'm sure you're a busy man, so appreciate the time you've given to us or invested with us today. So once again, love to see you, and hopefully you can sign my book because I want to give you a plug on your book. So where can we find your book, The Outdoor Room? Where can all good records bookshops
All
shops
good
all over the
shop.
country, around the world?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can certainly get it online. Obviously, everyone uses Amazon these days, so that it is on Amazon. And if you do buy it from Amazon, please do leave a review, because I love seeing what people think about the book as they go through it and read it. But all got Waterstones, Daunts, they've all got them. So
Amazing. And
and
I'm sure you will too.
if anyone is ever at a show where I'm there and they've got the book in their hands or in their bag, please, please, please do not be shy to approach me. I am more than happy to sign it for you.
Yeah, well, I'll be one of those people because mine's arriving today, funnily enough. But when I was reading the reviews, phenomenal reviews, by the way, there was people in America who were saying, "I love this book." They've put it all down and they're saying, "Oh my God, we're in America. We don't get this stuff. It's just gold dust." So it's nice that it's getting a global kind of reach as well. So thanks, Manoj. Absolute pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
With your day. It's an absolute
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Catch you soon. Bye for now.
Bye.